What do all these cakes have in common? Can you guess? The answer is they've all been decorated using star tips. And guess what? It's easier than you might think. Welcome to Baking Butterly Love. In this video, I'll show you the different types of star tips, a few basic patterns you can pipe with them, and how to use them to decorate your cakes. So this is what star tips look like. There are 3 different types. The first are called open star tips, which have large open teeth on the end. This big one is the Wilton 1M, which is a very popular piping tip. The next type is called a French tip. These are similar to the open star tip, except they have more teeth, so you'll get a more detailed design out of these. And the last type I have here are called closed star tips. The teeth on these are sort of folded over, and that creates a slightly different effect from the open stars. Alright, so now that you know the types of star tips, let's go over a few basic piping patterns. Remember, when piping, you want to squeeze from the back of the bag and use your opposite hand to steady the tip of the bag. The first design I want to show you is stars. These are very simple. All you have to do is pipe a small dot. Try to hold your bag vertically and stop squeezing just before you pull away. You can pipe these with any tip, and you can even pipe different sizes. Make them shorter or taller, bigger or smaller. Next up we have rosettes, which you pipe by starting in the center and swirling once around that center point. Stop squeezing just before you pull away. When piping rosettes, you'll also want to hold the bag perpendicular to your surface. And the last design I want to show you is the shell. These are a little bit trickier to pipe. To pipe the shells, hold your piping tip in one spot and squeeze until the frosting starts to mound up on itself. Stop squeezing as you pull away. Start the next shell over the tail of the previous one. Squeeze until the frosting starts to mound over the previous shell and pull away. For shells, you'll want to hold the bag at a 45-degree angle. Any of these star tip designs can be used by themselves or in combinations to decorate your cake. Here I'm covering an entire cake with a horizontal shell pattern using a number 32 star tip. I stripe my bag with a bit of blue frosting to get some color variation, and you can see how repeating the same pattern over and over creates a striking effect. Another easy pattern is to cover your entire cake with stars. I'm using a number 32 star tip again, but this time I'm using a variety of colors. You can try to keep the dots the same size or vary the sizes for a more dynamic look. My favorite way to use star tips is by combining lots of tip sizes and patterns. I would suggest that if you go for this type of design, pipe the larger pieces like rosettes and shells first. Then it's easier to go back and fill in with smaller squiggles and dots. It's really fun to pipe like this, and you end up with the coolest texture effect. By the end, every angle of the cake is different and interesting to look at. So what do you think? Do you have a favorite design from this video? Leave a comment and let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting new cake decorating videos and tutorials every week. You can also find me on Instagram at Baking Butterly Love. Don't forget to tag me if you use any of the tips from this video. I'd love to see what you make. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.